Hello peeps, so today we're going to work on the housing video. Now if you haven't done any of the quest stuff, it's really easy. You just go to your codex, to the extra tab, and you should have the Home Sweet Home quest to do, and it will take you through the steps. It's like what, like 10 minutes to do it. It's really quick. You just go through all this stuff. You get some little bits of starter supplies as you do it, and you will get your first house, which is a basement room, but you will get that for free, and that is where you will start your housing journey. Now with housing, we have new crafting stuff, so you can see that at any time in your character page, in your miscellaneous tabs, where you can see your levels for things, or you can simply go to the crafters, which are in Castleton right here, off from the center section. And you can see it on your map with the little house and dresser. So this is the vendor, where you will turn in quests, which you get weekly. You can buy all the things that you need. Some things are, not for the life coins, which are the specific currency for housing stuff. The rest you can just buy, with good old Solent. And you unlock some of them later on as you level up. So some of these you may not be able to access right off the bat, like these potato sacks and things like that. Obviously, I can't access the fruit basket yet because my crafting's not 11. But yeah, so you get weeklies for both areas, Castleton and Vienta, as you can see here. And you have housing permits for both sections, and we'll kind of get into that a little more in a little bit. But yeah, so you turn in your weeklies here. As you can see, I have not turned one in yet, so you would deliver it there. Here is where you craft. And as you can see, I've done some crafting. All you have to do is have the base material, and then you process it. You can see the processing time here, how much XP you get. Your XP is going to be different at the lower level. It decreases once you hit a specific level. If I recall right, it was level 8 when it started to decline. It was 6 XP at level 8, and now that I'm at level 9, it's 5. And same with your other items as you craft them. The XP goes down, however, your processing time does not seem to go down, which is kind of lame. But so you've got your items that you need to craft again, and this is processing these materials into the materials that you can then go over to the furniture tab and actually craft. And in the crafting side, I'm going to show you real quick, there is no processing time. You literally just hit craft and boom, it's done. Just like that. So crafting time, as you can see, goes up exponentially. You've got a minute to 10 minutes to 2 freaking hours. So this ties into what you will receive as you start your housing journey. Okay. So as I was saying, with the processing time, they do not seem to change, and that ties into the fact that you have tickets that you can buy. Looking in the wrong place for those, sorry. If you go to your battle pass, your housing battle pass, which is available for quite a long time, mid-December, you go to your shop. You scroll down and you can see these processing vouchers. Now you do get some of these vouchers throughout the battle pass, so you will see them from that, but you can purchase them with the crystals once you do hit level 100 on the battle pass to buy more. This is the only area where they are so far that I've seen. There's a couple down here in the weekly, so you can buy quite a few, but as you can see, there's a few different ones. This one only reduces a minute. This is 5 minutes, 30, and an hour. Now with these time reducing vouchers, there is a caveat to them. So we're gonna click, let's see, let me see what I have on me real quick. Oh goodness. So I've got a 10-minute voucher. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of eat this real quick, but this item takes 10 minutes to finish. So we're gonna start this process now. We're gonna queue up just a 1-minute one after the fact. We're gonna wait till it hits the 10-minute time. So we now know once it hits 10 minutes that this item has finished a minute. So there's 9 minutes left on this item, and there's 1 minute left on this item. And unfortunately, from what I've found, is that if you are utilizing your time reduction tickets, they are only valid for that one item. It does not transfer over to the next item in your queue, and you'll see that here in a second. I learned this the hard way with a hour ticket that I spent on a blue that was almost finished, so that was kind of painful, but here we go. All right, almost there. Okay, so now we're going to click on this. We are going to select how many tickets we want to use and reduce time. Boom. As you see, we still have the full minute left on this next queue process, unfortunately. So keep that in mind when you are using these tickets, because they are valuable, because you only get them from the battle pass and from purchasing them once you finish your battle pass with those coins. So yeah, kind of hurts. I highly suggest to think about how you do these processes depending on like what you're doing for the day. Obviously at night when you're logging off, set your blues up, since they take 2 hours each. That's 8 hours. So overnight you can at least get 4 finished if you're going out for the day, and you can hop on in the morning or something like that. Just think about that. That way you aren't necessarily needing to use your vouchers and are still getting stuff done, because you don't need to actively be online for them to complete. Obviously the blues are level 8 to unlock, so you do need to get your crafting up to level 8, otherwise you cannot access them. You can, however, click on them, and that's how you can see processing time, how much XP you're going to get when you make it, and what items you do need to do this process. So another thing with the processing side of all this stuff, there is a lot. This is my lowest level right now. As you can see, the base gives you 7. 82 is the XP you're gonna get for the greens up until you hit level 7. Level 7 is when these go down. As you can see over here, they start to go down in XP. So now this is the standard XP that you're going to get up until level 7 though. So what I did to try to figure out what all I'm going to need is I looked at how many items I need to make one of the item that I'm going to need for green. So you need 6 items to make one of the base gray item, and you need 4 of those to make a green item, plus the raw material green items, which you get from the higher level resource gathering. So in this case, it's a mob that you can kill and get leather off of. You're gonna get these like sub items from a lot of different gathering points. Like your gray gathering points, you're gonna get a ton of. Like if you look at cloth, I have so much of this from just gathering the gray cloth, so I wouldn't worry about these. You can purchase these from the vendor. Like I said, you're gonna get so many, I don't think you need to worry about purchasing them. So you're gonna calculate how many of the base item for this. So you need 4, like I said, so you need 24 gray items per green item. And now when you're figuring out how much XP, or like how many items you're going to need in XP for that to complete your level, you need to account for the gray items, because they do give you XP. So you're going to times each one of these, which is 7, by 4. So then you're going to add that to your total green XP. I believe it came out to 110 per green item at this level. It goes down to 101 at 7. So you do lose a little bit, but so you need to account for that when you're calculating how many items you're going to need. So I have a spreadsheet in the housing thread in our Discord, but for this, you need 204 gray items and 51 green items to level up your level 6 processing. Now, you don't need to figure this out for each category because they're all the same. They're all the same. It's just depending on like how much you're farming each category, at what point they're at. But the overall XP you need is completely the same for each, and the XP for each item as it degrades and stuff is the same. So you only need to do this calculation for one. So like I said, 204 gray items and 51 green items to reach level 7, basically. And then obviously you need to account for the drop in XP and all that stuff. I'm not really going to go over how to level up your gathering because it just levels as you gather stuff. So once you hit level... It was either level 8 or level 10. I want to say it was level 10 on gathering. You can go to the green gathering sections, which levels you up so quickly. It's not even funny. It's just getting to that point that takes a little bit of time. But how you find, I will show you this. How you find those areas is you can either go to your icon filters and turn off all the extra like stuff so it's not cluttering your map, and then you just go up here to the world info section and click on the gathering areas. Whoops, it lagged there. And this is not 100%, I will tell you right now, because I have found some like soil areas that are in an area that is not marked on the map, but they are definitely there. So definitely explore, look around. But so your first sheep area is right here. Like you're gonna find all of your cloth, like furs in the grassland areas. Trees, obviously logging. You're gonna find rocks in rocky areas. Sorry if I'm scrolling a little fast. So here's your soil area. Soil areas do tend to be near little bodies of water, so just keep that in mind. Sandstone areas, and ore is over here. So yeah, you can see them on your map. You just got to zoom in. Now, the other way that you can find these is really simple. Just like you would do with any other item, you would go to your miscellaneous inventory. You click on the raw material, not the process, because obviously we know where we get the process. We make it here at the crafting table. So you go to your log and how to acquire, just like any other item in the game. It's going to tell you where you can go to get these items. Same with the more advanced resources, how to acquire. Now, some of them, as you can see, is listed in the hunting tab. So you can kill these mobs or pay attention to what's grayed out and what isn't. You can go gather these as well in these areas. So you can find multiple different ways to do this to gather up your stuff. Okay. So we've gone over kind of the processing side of things. Like I said, when you craft items, it's instantaneous. And obviously, as you can see over here, with any item you craft in the game, you have a chance of a perfect craft, and then you get the little special border around it, so it's defined in your inventory, and you can sell that on the auction house if you want. Like if we go right now, we can kind of see there is some items on the auction house, and they are going for a lot for the bluer items, and some of this is a little cheaper, but still lucent and still a way for you to make money if people are buying them, which I do know some of our guild members have sold some stuff there, so there is that. Leveling up your crafting side is pretty simple, and I specifically did not have a way to level it. I was honestly just trying to furnish my house, and it leveled up just fine. Obviously, you unlock certain things as you progress your level, and you can see that with the locked section. And when you click on it, it shows you what you need. So then you can do your calculations on what all you need for that if you want to go that far. I never did calculate. I was just like, okay, I gotta go grab that and make it. You see how much XP you get for crafting things. And if you hover your cursor over the item, you can see in the bottom section of the description, the little house with the number next to it. Now that is how much rating that item is going to bring to your housing, and we'll go into that here next. But so that's all you need to do. You can see how much it brings to your housing, so you can figure out your rating situation as well. I will say, as I was leveling, I did find that the decoration tab was a really quick, easy way to not only level my crafting, but to bring up my housing rating, because a lot of these are very simple ingredients to create. Singular for a majority of them, or they're the same base item. So like for some of the plants and stuff, I found clay, obviously, so you get soil and turn it into clay. So you're really harvesting one item to create these plant pots and whatnot. So that helps out a lot. Again, lumber, these are all like single things. So really quick and easy way to gather stuff and not only level up your stuff, but build up your housing, decor, and rating. Because a lot of it's really cool looking, and we'll go into that here next. Okay, so we're gonna go over to my house. All right, fun. So this is my current house. As you can see, you can move stuff around and put it around in certain areas. When you click arrange, it will show that you cannot put stuff right next to the door. The rug is an exception because it's not actually blocking the door. It's on it's slightly below it because of the flooring. But so you have some toggles that you can mess with. You can make things overlap, like these walls that I added in are overlapping. Otherwise they would kind of have a gap between the two of them, and that takes up more room and it doesn't look very nice, obviously. So you can adjust that stuff. You can hide the furniture, snap, all that kind of stuff. But getting a little ahead there. So in your housing, you can only access this menu here. I've tried to find it elsewhere, but I can only find it here. So you go to manage your house. Now this gives you basically all the information you're going to need. So you see your housing settings. You can have 4 different houses. You have to unlock these slots minus your first one, which will be your basement little house. You manage your storage in this tab, and we'll kind of get into that in a second. But so here is where you're going to get the breakdown of your houses. You can see your individual housing rating, which is important, and we'll go through that here in a minute. Your storage and how much of the storage is going towards your rating. Now, when it calculates your rating, it goes off your most highly rated items first. So if you have, let's say, 30 greens and 10 grays, it's going to pick those 30 greens first to apply towards this, and then the 10 grays will be the rest. Or if you have a blue, it'll pick the one blue first, then the greens and the grays. It'll go that way. And certain ones might have more rating as well. So like some of the beds might have a higher rating than other things that are also of the same color. So like the blue bed I made right now is 500, where a blue table may be 400. So it's going to put that blue bed first in line there. And then it shows you when you purchased it, which is kind of cool. So you've got your individual housing rating. Down here, you have your total housing rating, which obviously, as you can see, is the combined amount of your both houses, or how many houses you have. And then your primary house is the one you have set. Obviously, you can see up here, main. This is my primary house. This is my housing rating. As you see reflected down here, I do not have any stone guard houses, so I do not have anything here. This is important. But first, we're going to do total housing rating. Your achievement section is based off your total housing rating. As you can see reflected here, achieved total housing rating. Now you need to do these achievements to unlock more stuff. Small house. So you can easily attain this in your basement. You get the tickets to purchase different houses and move furniture. We'll get into that here soon. Excuse me. Hey, you get some flooring and wallpaper, titles, all kinds of fun stuff, and these scrolls, which are used to craft certain items that are more advanced later on. Obviously, you unlock additional housing, you unlock your large house available. Now, this is where the difference between housing rating and your primary singular housing rating comes into play. So you can unlock your medium house here at 7,800 total housing rating. But to purchase a medium house, you need to have, I just know this off the top of my head, but 4,800 housing rating. For your large house, you need 33,500 total housing rating, but I've already gone and looked, so I know this off the top of my head. But to actually purchase the large house, you need a current primary housing rating of 30K. So as you can see, I'm getting closer. I'm like halfway to unlocking the large house, but I am not halfway to being able to actually purchase or move into it, because my highest main housing rating isn't even 10K yet. So for me to achieve this, almost all 80 of my furniture in this house needs to be blue items, basically. I've done the math. I think it puts me at 32,000 roughly if I have all 80 items at 400 blue rating. Obviously, I have tons of storage, though, so I can still add a bunch of other things and make it all pretty, but those outside of this 80, it does not influence your housing rating. So keep that in mind. Now, there is ways to kind of like speed up the process a little bit. So we're going to leave my house real quick. Oh, actually, no, I lied. We're going to look at managed storage. Sorry. This kind of ties into what I'm talking about anyways. So when you go to manage storage, it's perfect because I have the blue bed to move. This is what is currently in your inventory, in your on your persons, basically. This is my house, and if you have multiple houses, you can, as you see, can swap back and forth between them and move things as you want. So this is my main house. I have some items that are unused right now. You can see what quality they are. You can always hover over them and see what their rating is. But to move an item from your inventory, you're going to click on it, click Move Furniture, and then select where you want that item to go. Now you're seeing this ticket here. This is a Move Furniture ticket. It is not for moving things into your homes. It is for moving items from your home storage to a new home or whatever. So as you see, it's free to move this item into my house. So I'm going to move the bed into my house right now. Boom, it is now in this storage. Now, as I was saying, you could move things from one house to another. So if I was to click on this one and hit Move Furniture, and you can select as many things as you want, and it'll show up here. It tells you how much the value of that item, how many tickets you need to move that specific item, and what houses are available to move that item into. You would then click that house, and it would be like, okay, you need this many tickets and accept. But since I cannot do that, because I have no furniture tickets, I cannot hit accept. But that's just showing you how you could move things back and forth from certain houses if you're like, oh, well, I don't want that here actually, or whatnot, you know. So now that the item is in my house, you would go to Arrange. It pulls up your current inventory. Down here, your storage. Excuse me. So my bed, as you see, there's no little like box room icon there. It's because it's not placed in my home. So now you just click on it. Oh my goodness, that's a tight fit. Okay, we're gonna have to move this a little bit. I'll just move that for now. I'll rearrange things later. But yeah, so big ass bed. Holy crap. We just place that there. When you click on items, obviously in the right side, you can see that there's some advanced settings that you can mess with. You could change the rotation, advanced rotation, all that kind of stuff. It's going to vary depending on if you're on console or PC. So that's where the item is. And now you see it's got the little icon there. And you can always, if like say these plants on this, once you put items stacked on things, sometimes they literally move as like a whole. If you want to select those specific items and are having trouble clicking on it, you can simply go down to your storage and click on it there to adjust and move it in that manner. So yeah, and now once you go to your house, you can see the new rating is reflected once you have that item in the storage. You do not need to place the item for the rating to be counted. It just needs to be in your housing storage and it will be counted. But obviously you want to place it so you can see all the cool stuff. Okay, so now we are going to leave so we can get to this next part. Excuse me. And honestly, this next part should kind of be the end, I feel like. Okay. So we're going to go to where your first house is, just so I can show you guys in case you may not know where it is. This is for Castleton, obviously. I haven't done Stoneguard, so I can't really speak on that. So you're going to go over here, way over here, and it is right down here in the castle basement. Now we can still view it. It'll just be empty, which is what it's going to look like when you get it anyways. You kind of come over here anyways and do the, well, you clear out something similar in the quest. So tiny little box, home sweet home, your first home. You set it up. You need to get 450 to unlock the next achievement. So you can always go back and purchase it for one housing permit. Obviously, you can see 20 items count towards the overall rating. You have 50 items max in here. Now, there's the move selection, which is very big, and we're going to show you that here at some of these bigger houses, so it makes more sense. So you've got a couple options in the area. Goodness. I clicked off all my icons. It's like, wait a minute, where is everything? Hitting the wrong buttons now. Goodness. Okay, just click all these back on. Okay, so you can see on your mini map where the housing is as well, these little doors. So small house right here. This was my small house that I had. Actually, I still have it. What am I talking about? Okay. So this is one of the next houses up that you can go to and edit again. You can see your achievement. You needed 450 total housing rating in your basement to unlock the small house for purchase. Since this is my house, I can't show you the purchasing amount, but we can go up here to the other one. I believe it is 450 to purchase the small house as well, like singular rating, but we're just going to go confirm. There's another small house over here next to this medium house, so that works out. I'll show you the medium house next. But so you can tour all these houses by just clicking view empty house. But so to purchase, yeah, 450 points is your primary housing rating. It takes 3 of your housing permits. Now, you get permits from your first achievement, as you saw, and we'll kind of go into all the permit stuff here next as well. So to purchase this medium house, you need, like I said, 4,800 points on your primary housing. You need to have the small house to be able to reach that. The basement is just way too small. Now, 80 items go towards your housing rating and 20. So it takes 5 permits to purchase this. You can also do move. So you could click on whatever you want to move from and select onto that. So you need those housing permits and moving tickets. Let's find a large home. Oh goodness, where's all the large homes? Oh, there's one back this way. We're just gonna go to this guy over here. So like I said, the large home takes 30,000 to purchase to unlock your primary housing rating. So obviously I can't even buy this because I haven't unlocked the size. Now these take 10 permits. You get 150 slots for housing rating and 400 storage. If you were to move into it, still 10 housing rating, but now you need the furniture tickets. Now this is where the rating calculation and stuff comes into play. So you need to have at least 80 items going towards your house's rating. Now, if I was, like I have 97 items in there right now, your furniture ticket is calculated based on all the items in your housing storage. So if you're able to move into something bigger and you don't have enough furniture tickets and you have over the amount of items needed for your rating, you can go in there if you wanted to and delete out the like gray items or green items, the items that are way easier and less time consuming to make, that are not going to affect your overall house rating. Because if you delete something that's within the 80 threshold, it's going to change the rating, and that could knock you out of your rating required to purchase that specific house. So keep that in mind. But by doing that, you can reduce the amount of furniture tickets that is needed to do the move. Now, I personally moved my basement into my small house and just crafted everything up in my small house enough to buy my medium house. So you could do that instead of worrying about like as many like purchasing tickets for permits and moving things. Now I have a slot open for a third house, so potentially I could buy this medium house, spend extra tickets, and unlock more achievements through my total housing rating. But again, I won't be able to buy the large house because I do not have enough primary housing rating still. So I may unlock the ability to buy the large house faster, but now not only am I not able to buy it because I don't have the solo rating, but I'm going to have to spend more in tickets, because not only did I just buy another house, which is the five tickets, but I'm gonna have to buy the 10 tickets to purchase or move into the large home. So you want to think about that kind of stuff when you're using when you're just buying and moving things, and when you're spending your life coins, because you only get so many life coins right off the rip. You only get so many tickets from the achievements. So your battle pass, excuse me, I can't really show you obviously what you got. Oh, maybe. Here we go. Yeah, so we got some vouchers. We've got some of this additive, which is used for crafting blues. You get some scrolls, but you don't get any life coins from the actual battle pass itself. So you can only get them from your weeklies and this abundance shop so far. If they're going to add anything more, who knows? But so this works the same way as any other battle pass. Each point is a little crystal. So you have a weekly limit of 4 of these packs, which is 5 each. And then a weekly limit. These are single coins of 10. So what is it, 30? That you can get, or sorry, not 30. 50 from the weeklies. So you need to keep that in mind as you're going along with your life coins. Now, me personally, I've been planning this out. So I want to purchase my housing permits first, so I already have enough on hand for my large house. And then I'm going to be investing in the furniture tickets for the move when I get to that point. The other thing I'm focusing on is just trying to obviously craft all the blue items so I can reach my rating to move things. But I think that's basically it for the housing. Like I said, you can't really see those, like the achievement section and stuff from what I've seen from your actual menu here. You have to go to your house, but you can see your furniture crafting stuff from anywhere. But it's convenient because you can just click on my house anywhere and you can just leave the house and go back to wherever you were at the time. So if you need to pop in for something, there's also some settings you can adjust to allow friends and guild members to visit, or just anyone. So you want to have these selected if you just want friends and guild members, and you can add, additional guest lists. You can add specific individuals that you want to allow. And what that does is, I'm going to use a guildie as an example here. If you click on your guild mate, you will obviously see their rating and stuff if they have it allowed for you to see this. But you can just click visit their house as long as they have settings like that set up. So you can go hang out at people's houses. I know quite a few of the people have been hanging out in my house and like whatnot, but Art's house is a little crazy. He's just kind of got stuff set in here. But yeah, so you can just go visit people's houses and stuff like that, chill, hang out, whatever. They are adding in interactions to certain items. I don't know what, they didn't specify, but so there is stuff coming to the housing system. Currently, it does not actually provide us anything outside just funsies and, time burning. And there is no actual ranking like for it on a board. It's just when you click on your name and kind of see what's going on there. But yeah, I think that's it. If I missed anything or you have any questions about clarification on something, please feel free to reach out. You guys have a wonderful time. Bye.